Hey everyone, good morning. Happy Wednesday. We're going to try this again. We have got torrential downpours in Kansas City right now. It's been raining all morning, which has been really disappointing because it was the kids' first day back to school. So I'm hoping that this broadcast will come up and everything will work correctly. If you'll say hello when you come on, then I'll know that Facebook's operating just like Facebook should. My name's Jennifer Allwood. I teach women how to create a beautiful home and build a creative business. And I'm going to talk today about mean clients. This is a question that came up in my monthly coaching group. A precious woman in there had a question about how to deal with a client that was being mean to her. And it's funny because this is a topic that gets me a little bit excited and a little bit heated. And I also think that I can help bring some freedom to some other small business owners who have clients who treat them less than lovely. Good morning, Savannah. Good morning, Cara. Good morning, Bethany. Bethany, you now have Wi-Fi, right, girl? Right, girl? You're going live on Facebook, babe. Good morning, Lisa. So for those of you who are new to my page, my name is Jennifer Allwood. I teach women how to create a beautiful home and build their creative business. It is the kids' first day back to school. Can I have a moment of silence for all the work-at-home moms and dads who have worked their tush off this summer with their kids up under them, who've kept the business afloat all summer long with the kids, 900 trips to wherever, the 5,000 sleepovers, the 400 pizza deliveries, the sleeping till noon, up till 3 a.m., rigmarole, okay? Can I just get an amen for all of us who have survived the summer? Listen, I love my kids, but I'm going to tell you something. If you have any thoughts of starting a business and you have little ones, summer is tough. Summer is tough. Because, you know, the people that don't work in their home, they're able to leave the house, shut the door behind them, kind of turn off what's going on at home until they come back at 5 or whenever. When you work at home, it's totally different. You become a multitasker. You become so stinking creative. You become laser focused on getting what you need to get done in a smaller chunk of time. Can I get a yes and an amen? And so I don't think there are... it's very difficult for people who are not in self-employed to understand what it's like to be self-employed working at home with kids in the summer. I'm just going to leave it there. I just want you to know I survived. Patting myself on the back. I survived and the kids are off to school. So grab a cup of coffee. We're going to talk about mean clients. All right? Mean clients. All right. I'm going to tell you a couple of things here. So the question in my coaching group, which is the Inner Circle, we have a link on here. I've got almost 450 women in there right now. Was that this precious creative woman has a client that's mean to her, and she just said, how do I handle it? And I have owned my decorative painting company in Kansas City for 17 years, so I've ran into a couple clients who were not as nice as potentially I would prefer them to be. Okay, let's just be honest. Anytime you are going to have a business, it's gonna happen. Okay, it's gonna happen. And so I'm gonna tell you why mean clients, though, give creative people a stomach ache, okay? I'm going to tell you why my husband, who's in sales, can deal with mean people and just kind of shake it off. Does that make you just want to break out in song when I say that? Remind me who sings that. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. And so Jason can just, you know, brush that crap off, not think twice about it. Us creative people, especially us creative women, on the other hand, that stuff can sucker punch us right in the gut. Am I right? That stuff can put us into a tailspin, make us suck our thumb for a couple of days and wonder why the heck we got in business in the first place. Taylor Swift, thank you, Ashley, for knowing the important people. And so here's why. Let me tell you why. If you are truly a creative person, okay, you create for yourself, but you're also creating for the masses, okay? God gave you a gift to the world and fully expects you to use it, okay? So even some of you who maybe aren't doing it as a business yet, you still create knowing that people will either read it, taste it, see it, buy it, share it, etc. Okay, so at the very heart of being a creative person, you're kind of a people pleaser most of the time, all right? And this is how you know that the world loves your singing, your writing, your painting, whatever, because people are buying it, people are commenting on it. And in fact, social media has taken the people pleasing even to one step further. You know, one of the conversations I have with my boys on a continual basis right now, because they're so knee deep in Instaface and Snapchat, we call it Instaface, we're joking, Instagram, is that it doesn't matter how many likes you get, boys. It doesn't matter. And yet, if you're putting a piece of painted furniture up on your Facebook page and you're hearing crickets, it's like, oh, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe it wasn't da-da-da-da-da. Am I right? Am I right? And so listen, when you get a mean client, it's much easier for other personalities. My husband's a very high D personality. If you don't know anything about the DISC personality profile, I encourage you to go take the free test online today. It's DISC. It's a life changer, okay? So I'm a high S, which is equivalent to like a puppy in the animal world, okay? So I just want people to like me. I just want people to like me. I just want people to like me, okay? My husband's got the personality of a lion, which means he kind of rules the kingdom and could give a crap. Okay? So you've got a creative high S right here. So I understand, I'm saying that all to say, I understand that mean clients hurt right here. But here's a couple of things, okay? I'm going to tell you a couple of boundaries that you need to put into your business to keep your sanity when it comes to mean people, okay? Because your gut reaction is you're going to want to be a pleaser. And a lot of you are going to want to bend over backwards and kiss your own tush to try to make things right. And the truth is, you need to have some self-respect in your business and set some boundaries so that your clients are going to respect you also. Now, I know that's so much easier said than done, but I will tell you, after getting walked on and taken advantage of, yes, that's right, Marcia, the DISC test online, DISC, you will have to start doing it, just because otherwise you're going to be so irritated and pissed off at yourself. You're going to be so mad at yourself because you're going to be like, what the heck is wrong with me that I can't draw a line in the sand like Mr. Magic can? What's wrong with me that I can't tell her it's not okay for you to treat me that way? What's wrong with me that I can't say, you know what, take your buffet and have somebody else paint it? I'm not going to do it. And so boundaries are important for you to put in your own life, not only for you, or not only for your client, but for you as well. And if you guys haven't read the book Boundaries by Dr. Okay, I'm going to go at a total blank right now. It's on my reading list for all of the people in my inner circle. Dr. Somebody Cloud. It's a book named Boundaries. It's so, so good, okay? And so here's the thing with boundaries. You can say, I'm not interested in taking this client. I'm not interested in taking this job. I'm not interested in making cookies for you. I'm not interested in sewing those pants. I'm not interested. I can't do it right now. And not have to give an explanation. Thank you, Jenny. It is Henry Cloud. You don't owe people an explanation. Did you guys know that no is a complete sentence? For some reason, us women, phone calls coming through, apologize. Us women, especially us like high S, you know, real sweet. We like stability. We like everybody to get along. We just want everybody to be happy. We feel like we need to follow up no with, and the reason I can't paint your buffet is because I'm booked out until December, and it's really not the style that I normally do, and I don't no longer have space in my studio, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? And so no is actually a complete sentence, and the truth is you don't owe anybody an explanation. When you own your own business, guess what? You get to make your own rules. And so don't feel like if you've got a mean client that you do not want to work for, okay? That you do not want to work for, that you need to give them any explanation on why, because you don't. All right? You don't. I also think it's important to know that even if you have started a job and things are going sideways, listen, sometimes it's better to give people their deposit back and just get the heck out of there. When people are showing you at the beginning of a project, or clients are being mean to you at the beginning of a relationship that you've started with them, listen, when they show you who they are, you best believe them. Okay? Because the majority of the time, it's not going to get better throughout. Now, I know there have been times in my career when I've been like, okay, look, I think the Lord wants me to be kind to this lesser than lovely person, and I'm going to try to kill him with kindness, and that has went over well. There have been other times in my career when I've frankly had to just back out of a job very nicely, and in my head I want to tell them to go take a hike. I don't tell them that, but I have to just back off that job totally, because there is not enough money in the world, you guys, to work for people who treat you like crap, who treat you like crap. Okay, life is too stinking short for that. Now, here's the flip side of that. And this is what I was talking about in my coaching group. There are times, I know, when you feel like you need to say yes to every job because you need the money. I understand. Especially if you've got a side hustle you're trying to turn into a full-time hustle. Especially if you are a single mama and your kids need to eat. Okay, that's the truth. Your kids need to eat. But I'm going to tell you what, you'll gain so much more respect from people and have so much more respect for yourself when you absolutely do not put up with it. And I want to tell you something else. Somewhere in the last decade, 2 decades, I don't know, that saying, the customer is always right, has started. I hate that saying. I hate that saying. I'm going to tell you why. The customer is often not right, okay? There are times the client is totally wrong. Totally wrong, you guys. Totally wrong. The truth is not that the client is always right. The truth is the client is always paying. And it's two totally different things. The client is not always right. They will often be dead wrong. Dead wrong. But they're the ones that are paying. And so I think at the end of the day that you need to decide, do I feel like going any further into this client relationship with people that treat me like crap, because probably it's not going to get any better. And I thought it would be helpful if I told you guys just a couple of personal rules that I have for boundaries in my business that I've put into place at different times in my career when things were creeping in and problems arising, that I was like, I've got to somehow get some better boundaries here. So I want to give you guys, just a couple of things that have happened for me. Okay, awesome. All right. Number one, about 4 years ago, I put a little boundary in my business. I was getting a lot of phone calls for, a $300 nightstand here and a $500 powder bathroom, one wall glaze here, and just a stove hood job over here, and that sort of thing. And it was driving me crazy. And I'm going to tell you guys something that nobody ever told me. And for some of you, this is going to bring freedom, and you even need to write this down, okay? Here's the deal. Just because you can do the job doesn't mean you should do the job. Just because you can do the job doesn't mean that you should do the job. I went ahead and put a pricing limit and a distance limit in my business. Thank you guys for whoever's sharing this. God bless you. I appreciate that so much. And some of you are going to need to share it so that you have it on your own page, so that when someone treats you like crap next week, you can come back and re-listen to this, okay? I put 2 things in place in our business about 4 years ago. One was I decided I'm no longer traveling more than 30 minutes away from my home. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. I don't care if it's a $20,000 job on the other side of town, because it takes me 50 minutes to drive there, 50 minutes to drive home. I forget things all the time because I'm a creative person. There's only so much space I have in my brain. Can I get a yes and an amen? So I'm constantly, having to run back home and get crap. You can't run back home when you're 50 minutes away. And so I put a boundary in place that we were not traveling over 30 minutes. Not traveling. I just was not going to do it. Oh, thank you, Damon, for the recommendation on my coaching group. It's completely changed your business. Bless you. Damon, I appreciate you so much. And so that was one boundary I put in place. Second boundary was I was no longer taking jobs that were less than $800. Now, I know some of that is going to just make some of you want to, punch me. But I just couldn't anymore. I just couldn't, because the $300 and the $400 and the $600 jobs were running my butt all over. And at the end of the day, after I paid the girls who painted for me, paid taxes, paid my tithe, I was like, it's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. We also put into place another rule that I was not going to other people's houses to do furniture for one piece anymore. They had to deliver it to me. They had to deliver it to me. And so it is okay for those of you who have clients that are being mean for you to say, you know what, we don't even go to your part of town anyway anymore. Or this job is just smaller than the jobs that I'm currently taking. And it's going to be hard the first time you say it. And by the third time, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. So those are some boundaries that I put in place. Another thing that has happened in my business that I think is worth noting, I have 2 clients, well, they're not even clients. I had 2 people ask me to come to their home to give them estimates, and I just didn't want to work in their house, period. Period. Walked in and I get a shiver up and down my spine like you don't know what, and I'm thinking, okay, my spidey senses are up all over in this house. I don't know what's in this house, but I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Perhaps my Christian beliefs did not line up with theirs. I don't know. Wasn't sticking around to ask. Okay? So in 17 years, this has happened twice. And I've gone back to both those clients and just said, I'm sorry, I'm going to pass on this job right now. One, the lady even asked why, and I told her, I'm not comfortable in your home. I just flat out told her because she kept pushing me for an answer. This has been a decade ago. But it's okay to not want to work in somebody's house. That's right, trust your gut, Carla. Could save your life. You know what? I take it back. 3 times it's happened in 17 years. I can think of a third time. And so it is okay for you guys when you have clients that you just frankly don't want to work for you just to say no. You don't have to. You will love yourself so much more for backing out of those things. Now, there's another thing that I've put in place in my business, which I lovingly refer to as the irritation factor. All right. So, you know, like any business, I have kind of a way that I have bid things in people's homes for years. So when we're bidding kitchen cabinets, for those of you that have taken my kitchen cabinet painting course, which will be available, by the way, in the Inner Circle in the next month to 6 weeks for free. And so, you know, there's a way that we count doors and drawers. We have a price for that. I add in for different things that are in the kitchen, and it's very easy for me to price a kitchen just off of pictures anymore, just because I have a formula, right? Well, if I have been working with someone who I know isn't treating me the kindest, I feel like there's some red flags, they're complaining about other contractors. Hey, Crystal, thank you for sharing this. God bless you. I appreciate that so much. Let me give you a little tip. If you are going to work for a client and they are complaining about other business owners, they're complaining about other people that have worked in their home, they're telling you that they just had to have this redone because that client didn't do it right, this redone because that client didn't do it right. Carol's asking, how do you share? Can somebody tell Carol, how do you share? I should know how to do that, Carol, but I don't ever share my own broadcast. I don't know. But if they're complaining about other subs in the house, listen, my friends, listen. There is a good chance that they will either complain about you or be complaining about your work, and that they may be a little bit of a thorn in your side. Okay, so I have added in something called the irritation factor. I know, Tamara, it does just happen to you, doesn't it? I know. Thank you, Damon. He says in the bottom left corner, if you're on the Facebook app, there's a share button. Thank you. And you should just be able to push it. So if your spidey senses are up and you're like, whew, this one could be a pistol. This one could be a pistol. Listen, your pricing is not set in stone unless you have it marked somewhere on a shelf or something. But for those of us who bid things on a job-by-job basis, you better cover your booty. You better cover your booty. And you better up that price just for the irritation factor. Just know they may turn out to be an awesome client. And let me tell you something. I've had many of those people that have started out and I've been like, oh gosh, I'm going to add in the irritation factor here. I'm going to up the price because if I'm going to work in their home, I'm making it stinking worth it. Okay, I'm making it stinking worth it. And they've turned out to be some of my very best clients. Very best clients. I handled them with as much TLC as I possibly could, and they've been awesome. You call it hazardous duty cost. That's so funny. You call it the pain in the neck tax. Don't you always wonder, like, do clients or do subs when they come to my house, I hope they're not going out and making notes when they get in the car. Jennifer Allwood equals pain in the neck tax. I hope that's not the case. But you can up the price just when you feel like, okay, they're not being very kind up front. but I really want this job. I really need the money. I really think I can do a kick booty job for her. Just add a little more on so it's worth your extra effort that you're probably going to have to put into it. Okay? And I'll go back one more and just say that just because somebody is asking you to work for them, just because you've always made tumblers, with words on them, just because you've always made cute little mugs like these, doesn't mean when people keep asking you to do that kind of work that you still need to. There are probably parts of your businesses, my friends, that if you sat down, like really sat down, and if you, because most creative people don't just do one thing. I mean, some people do, but most creative people, there are several different little things that they're doing, okay? So I know April, the cookie queen, is on here right now from Sweet and Saucy Life, okay? So April makes and bakes cookies, and now she also is teaching people how to make their own cookie designs and decorate them, and she's fabulous in my group, and I appreciate her so much. Okay, so she's got things that are going twofold. And so most of you don't have just one thing that you do. Sometimes I think it's eye-opening for us to sit down and say, okay, I do this, this, and this in my business. This is bringing in this much money. This is bringing in this much money. This is bringing in, wow, that's not bringing in as much as I thought it would, and that's where most of my headaches come from. And it's okay to say no to that section of your business. There are parts of my business that I am now saying no to. I've done them for 17 years. Done. Shutting the doors on. You're welcome, April. Bless you. And so just know that at the very core of a creative person, I understand you want to be a people pleaser, but boundaries are so important. Are people going to be pissed? Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Let me tell you something. If you're taking your business online, like the 450 women that I coach are taking theirs online, you have to have boundaries there also. And are people going to like it? Probably not. Probably not. But I'm talking a lot to one of my mentors and one of my coaches about developing a culture in your business. And what is your culture? And culture requires boundaries. It requires boundaries, and the boundaries are for everybody's benefit. So I know we had a question, and let me see what that was. Let's see. Lisa says, how about when you've had a relationship with a client and they turn on you due to money? It's so hard to hold strong to your roles. Okay, Lisa, do you have a contract people sign? Because a contract will cover your butt, girlfriend. If you do join the Inner Circle, by the way, you get a copy of my contract that I use with all of my clients. I suggest you always have an attorney look at it and tweak it for your business. But a contract should get you a deposit of half up front if you're doing something like a painting career, something like that. If you are making something for people, you have an Etsy shop and you're making them a wreath or something, they should be paying for that stuff up front. If they are not following through and they've paid you through PayPal, for instance, or you've billed them through PayPal, there are measures you can take. Unfortunately, that sort of thing stinks, but I always suggest that you get at least half of your payment up front. It'll save a lot of headaches in the end. And again, it's only uncomfortable the first couple times to ask for people to sign the contract. Hang on just a second. Janet knows a word it's okay to say in any aspect of your life, not just business. Yes and amen. Kim says, you highly recommend my Inner Circle. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad it's changing your life. Bless you for your sweet words. Casey says, when they bash you on Facebook, do you delete and ban or stand up for yourself? You delete and ban. You don't ever get into a pissing match on social media, okay? I had somebody tell me once, I'm going to tell you what they told me. Let me think. Never get into a wrestling match with a pig because you will both get dirty and the pig will like it. That's good when you really think about that. I'm not calling people a pig. That's what he told me. Those were his words. That's the saying. And I'm like, ooh, that's really good. That's really good. When people have made up their mind about you, Casey, and they're bashing you on social media, you defending yourself is not going to change their minds. It's not going to change their mind. I am convinced that only the Holy Spirit can change people's minds when they've got it set that you are so and so and so and so, and you are X, Y, Z. And listen, your reputation is God's thing to uphold. That's God's thing to uphold. Your job is obedience and doing exactly what you're supposed to. And Mark Zuckerberg helped us out with the whole ban and delete, because ain't nobody got time for crap on your Facebook page. Now listen, I have some rules there too, okay? When people are just having a difference of opinion for me, that's allowed. I'm okay. I'm a big girl. I'm okay with us disagreeing on things. But if people are going to curse on my page, ain't nobody got time for that, and they're gone. It's filth. It's filth. And I am much classier than filth, okay? And so cursing on my page, gone. All right. Number 2, you want to talk about my fam? You can talk about my big hair and my obnoxious, colorful home, and how you can't stand the sound of my voice till the cows come home. But you want to say something bad about my daughter? No, bye. Ain't nobody got time for that either. Because I don't know when people thought, all of a sudden, what clicks in a person's mind that suddenly it's okay to sit down on social media and just do a brain dump to the world on their personal feelings on somebody else's family. No, not even, not up in here, okay? And so I ban and delete those people. If it's just a difference of opinion, I think that that's fine, and I never care about that. I also, want you guys to remember that it's engagement on your social media page, okay? And so, if I have somebody on Facebook that doesn't like something, I've had people tell me before, it's interesting what people get critical about. My gosh, your hair's from the 80s. Cut your hair. And I'm like, I could give a crap less what you think about my hair. And then I've got 20 of you, commenting back to them and telling them how awful of a statement that is, and that they should know better, and where's their manners, and do other others as you want to be done unto you, and blah, blah, blah. And I let that stuff go. And so I think it's on a case-by-case basis. So Shelly says, you just posted about this on your Facebook page. When did it become okay to be rude and hurtful? People are keyboard warriors. They get... It's amazing how big their balls get when they're sitting behind a keyboard, and excuse the French there. But it's stuff they would never say to a person's face. They would never say it to a person's face, and yet they'll sit down at a keyboard and they'll do it. And here's what I think. It is, it's immature. There's just a lot that goes on with it. You have to remember that sometimes those people are just such hurting people. And they're needing to lash out somewhere. And so it's quickest and easiest to do it online with people that they don't know. Real people have real conversations. And so at the end of the day, what can you do? So, all right, what else do we have here? Hang on. How do you handle Yelp? Tammy, I am not on Yelp, and I don't know that I even use Yelp, so I don't even know. I don't even know how to answer that. I feel like I have mascara under my eyes. Let's see, what else? Diane, you think my hair is amazing. God bless you. Joel Olstein says, don't be a crow, be an eagle. Fly higher than the crow. Don't be on their level. Yes, regardless of any political affiliation, okay? This is not a political statement, so don't be stinking commenting on here, okay? But I loved that line from Michelle Obama when she said, when they go low, we go high. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. I quoted that to one of my kids this week. Absolutely. And I told her, when they go low, you go high. That's your job. Keep it classy. Keep it classy. Joyce says, you definitely have to have a thick skin being in public. We've talked about this in my inner circle as well, that the thing with growing an online audience is there's levels to it. And I think that, you'll get to a certain level and you'll be exposed to some things. You're like, ooh, this is interesting. Okay, never had anybody make some negative comments, so let me see how I'm going to handle that. And I think that there's almost tests, to see how you do at certain levels, and then your business will go to another level. And there's new things to deal with. There's people who recognize you in public that maybe never had. One of the girls in my inner circle was just asking me about this week. She's never been recognized out in public before, and that happened to her for the first time. And so that was interesting and fantastic for her. And so there's different levels that you're going to go through in your business, and there's different stuff that comes with each level. Joyce Meyer says, new level, new devil. And so there's always stuff, and there's new things that you're going to have to overcome. When you're building, you know, a membership site online, and you've got people that you're coaching, and there'll be new things that happen because you don't know what you don't know, right? When you've never been there before, like, how do you know? And so there's new levels of learning at every single level. And I think that when you just, you're obedient, and you really try your best just to treat people decently, and to give your clients and your audience, I think that your business just automatically starts reflecting that, automatically. But you do definitely have to have thick skin. Let's see, I had more questions here. Oh yeah, Deborah, right? The kids on social media. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something I hate on my kids' social media. What is it where, like, rate me, or rate, R-A-T-E. Let me just make sure you heard that right. Like, you know, give me a rate on Instagram for a photo. I have told my boys, not even. You are not rating that young lady, even if she asks for it. I don't care. I see you rating that young lady's picture. I mean, she's precious. It's just a, you know, before a football game type of photo. Give me a rate. Not a chance on this side of heaven. Don't you dare give that girl a number. Don't you dare give that girl a number. And so I think it's our responsibility as parents to be on the social media so that we understand what these kids are doing, so that we understand how it works. For those of you who are like, I don't want to be on Instagram, but you've got kids you best be on. You best be on. Kids are making private accounts. They're making spam accounts on Instagram. It is crazy. The doors that social media opened, the things that we now as parents of teens are having to coach our kids on and learn that our parents never did. That our parents never did. And so it's our job. Oh, this will get me heated. I've got goosebumps right now. It's our job to see what's going on social media and to use a lot of it as coaching moments. Not necessarily, I'm going to take your phone for 6 months. You know, if your kids are going to have mistakes, friends, you want them to have mistakes in the safeness of your home. Of your home. Gail says she hit the mad face by accident. Gail, I love you. Gail, I've got a Gail Nation map, a globe right there. Right there. I can't point because it's backwards. There you go. Yeah, Justin here. Justin wants to know about my Inner Circle class. Hang on, I'll put it right here. So I'm going to tell you, Justin, that a lot of my Inner Circle coaching, not a lot of it, but some of it, is conversations like this every month. And I'm going to tell you why. Every week, really. I can teach you how to make your website so that people want to buy things. I can teach you how to set up opt-ins so that you get people on your email list. I can teach you how to do Facebook Lives. I can show you how to do Instagram stories to grow your Instagram following. I can teach you all of those things, okay, that I've done. But 80% of your business happens right here. Happens right here. It happens right in your mind. Because if you can't get this straight, it does not matter how good you are at Instagram. I'm telling you the truth. And so we do a lot of coaching every month that's more mental. So let me see. I missed a bunch of stuff. Oh, Leanne, thank you for being in my group. I'm so appreciative of you. Carmen's there too. Thank you. Gail's there too. Do you meet clients on their crazy time? Lisa, you don't, okay? My voicemail says that I work normal hours of 9 to 4 and I return phone calls during that time. And there was a season in my career, I feel like it just got really dark in here, where I felt like I needed to be available all the stinking time, because if I wasn't, they were going to get pissy and they were going to leave and hire somebody else. Let me tell you, the exact opposite of that is true, okay? When you make yourself so available to clients, they're like, oh, well, gosh, that was easy. I texted her at 10 o'clock at night and she texted me back. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and text her the next day at 11 o'clock at night. And because when they see that you're boundaryless, they will attempt to take advantage of that every chance that they get, because it's just human nature. They're not trying to be jerks. But I texted her before at 10. She won't mind 11. What's another hour? I'm just text her another time. It's fine. Okay, so they're not trying to be jerks, but you've taught them that, you know, that you'll be available at any time. Also, when you actually put some boundaries in place and you say, no, you can't private message me your order on my Facebook page, here's the correct avenue to take. I need you to send an email to yada, yada, yada. It'll make your client go, oh, okay, well, all right, it takes me one more step, but this girl somehow just made me want to work with her more because I can tell she's got boundaries, which means she's got self-respect, which means I can't get away with nonsense, which makes her just a little more desirable. Like, okay, let me give you an example. My husband, he tells the story that the first day he saw me, he knew he was going to marry me. And he told our friend Kelly that I'm going to marry that girl, okay? I quite frankly did not like my husband when I met him. I just didn't. And he was not my type. He was kind of a bad boy. He was loud. I'm quiet. He lives at home. I've had my own house since I'm 21. He was a whole lot of fun. I was smart. You know, we were just very, very opposite. And he will tell you, though, that one of the reasons why he pursued me so hard, I mean, he wore down my defenses quickly, but it did take me a little bit. But he would ask me out, and I'd be like, no. And he was my boss at a restaurant at the time. And and jokingly, he would say, you know, come on, let me take you out on a date. And I'd be like, no, you're my boss. And he'd be like, well, no, then I'm just going to fire you. And I would be like, if you fire me, I'm going to sue you. Now, I'm joking, okay? I'm joking. This is 25 years ago. But he will tell you that the reason he kept pursuing me harder is because I played a little hard to get. I played a little difficult, okay? Don't make it so easy for your clients to have access for you, all right? They need to go through the proper channels, which is not texting you, because a texting conversation is very difficult for you to follow through with. If you get a new phone, you drop it in the toilet, then you've lost that conversation, then you don't even remember what price you told them. It's not professional. Do your business like a business person. Go through email, go through a phone call. So that was a long answer, Lisa. Sorry. Let's see. No, I wasn't that into him, Lisa Boberg. Not at all. I'm like, this guy, I mean, he's hot, but yeah, he is not my type. I'm a good girl, and he's wild. and so, yeah. And we are celebrating our 20th anniversary in October. In fact, we're making our anniversary vacation plans today. Doris, I want to see what that says. So on your Facebook business page, you need to have, what's it say? I can't see the whole thing. It cuts it off, and that makes me sad. Damon says, if you don't follow the instructions, you point them somewhere, and I can't read the rest of it. It's unfortunate that it goes off the side and I can't see it. But anyway, hopefully I answered most of your questions. Listen, back to what the original point was in talking about mean clients. I want to give some of you permission, because maybe nobody has given you permission in your business before, to quit doing things you quite frankly don't want to do. Maybe you literally have made t-shirts for 15 years, and so people keep expecting you to make t-shirts. You don't have to keep doing t-shirts. You can say, you know what, done with that part of my business. Done with that part of my business. Done with that part of my business. I am cutting out a big part of my business. I'll be making an announcement here in the next couple of weeks. Doesn't affect any of you guys, but and because it's time. It's time. And for some of you, it's time to get rid of some stuff, because you can't focus on the next big thing in your business. You know, the industry's changed in the painting world dramatically, you guys. And there are businesses that are needing to make a shift. There's businesses that are needing to make a shift. No, Doris, you can't even private message me on my Facebook page. You want to know why? Because about 3 years ago, when I had about 20,000 people on my Facebook page, I got 22 messages in one day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't handle 22 private messages. And I had a coach tell me then, turn it off. And I turned it off, and I've never looked back. The serious people email me. The serious people join my coaching group. The serious people get into a class. Because the people that are private messaging you, I'm telling you the truth. And they want information about your business. They're not interested in necessarily buying from you. They just want to pick your brain. How many of you have people wanting to pick your brain? Okay, well, your brain is worth something, you guys. Your brain is worth something. Your years of knowledge, your 20 years of painting experience on how to glaze cabinets is stinking worth something. And when people are wanting to pick your brain, that basically means they want to take advantage of you for free. They want information for free. But the truth is They haven't paid for that information. They have no investment really. And the majority of them, thank you, Lisa Tremblay, thank you for sharing this. The majority of the time, they're going to do nothing with it. They're going to do nothing with it. When people have some skin in the game and they're actually paying you, Nicole Martin, you are way too stinking talented for people to be picking your brain. I get people who ask me on occasion if they can just meet me for coffee and pick my brain, and these are complete strangers. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to meet anybody for coffee, it's going to be my girlfriends. I had coffee here at the house with my mom this morning. I'm going to have lunch with my girlfriends this afternoon, and possibly a massage after that. If I have some free time, I invest into business owners all day long online. I try to do this as an investment into other people to teach and coach for free. There's a lot. You guys can find so much free information on my website on things in your business, but I think that it's just so rude for people to think that you don't know, they don't know you at all, Nicole, and they want to pick your brain for free. No, you start a class. You tell them, I'll teach you everything I know for $47 a month or whatever. Listen, pick up on the cues that people are asking you before. The reason I started painting videos 4 years ago, you guys, DIY painting videos, is because I was getting email after email after email every day of how do you do those cream cabinets with a glaze? And I was like frustrated, quite frankly. Okay, only because I would get them so often that I just finally, because I'd sit down and I would be such a people pleaser and I wanted to be nice. I didn't want to irritate people. And I have the heart of a teacher, so I would want to tell them. But I would sit and write it out. Okay, first you need to prep your cabinets, take them off the hinges, blah, 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 blah. And then I would realize, okay, they may not realize that they need to number their cabinets. So I'd go back up. Okay, make sure you number your cabinets. Hole number 1 with door number 1, okay? Then take them off the hinges. And then, you know, I'd get through all the things and all the list, and I'd be like, I hope I gave them enough information. Send, okay? A couple hours later, I got somebody else asking me. And I'm like, okay, all right, step number 1. And finally, I just got to where I was copying and pasting it because I'm like, the same people are asking the same thing. Okay, that's a hint. Listen, that's a hint from your tribe, from your audience, from your crowd. That's where your money's at, right there. When people are asking you the same question over and over and over, Sam, how do you do that? Sam Harkins. Sam, how do you sew that thing? How did you figure out how to make curtains? Sam, how did you figure out how to paint, you know, murals on kids' walls? When they're asking you the same thing over and over, you better have ding, 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 ding going off in your head. Ooh, this is an opportunity here to monetize this and to put a price on it. And the people that will pay you are the real deal who are actually really interested. The other people just want something for nothing and they're not going to do anything with the information anyway. I'm telling you the truth. After coaching now for 3 years, I've done the DIY videos for, it's been 3 years I've been coaching. I can tell you the truth. Donna Dodson is turning off your messenger today. I know, Donna, now listen, I'm going to tell you the truth here. I turned it off. And then I had a panic attack and like turned it on the next day, got a bunch of private messages, turned it off again. And that was at least 3 or 4 years ago, at least. So Ashley Santosa, I'm so glad that these words are good for you today. Bless you in whatever business that you're doing. All right, I'll take a couple more questions here and then I got to go get to work since the kids are back to school for the first time. Shelly said you had someone tell me they wanted to bring wine over, and I can't see the rest of it, but I'm gonna take a guess. I had somebody show up for my garage sale in the spring, and she brought with her a piece of furniture in the trunk of her car that she wanted to pull out and have me look at and tell her how to paint. Now, that's precious, but that's awful. Okay? I'm on personal time. I'm in my home. I'm on personal time having a garage sale with my mother. And I think she was slightly offended that I would not stop what I was doing to look at it. But no. And listen, if that's you guys that are trying to get something for nothing out of people, stop it. Okay, stop it. Respect them enough to pay for their expertise. If I told you guys how much money I have spent on good mentoring and good coaching in the last 4 years to take my business from here to here to here to here, it would probably blow your mind. But I'm not expecting the people who do it really well, they're not doing it for free. They're not doing it for free. This is their livelihood. This is how they feed their family. So there's that. There's that. That's basically what happened. Isn't that the truth, Shelly? Yep. Oh, Sandra, I'm glad you're here live too. Gail Nation says you have a reply message set up on your messenger. Awesome. Gail, let me tell you something. You're in my inner circle, and 2 weeks from today, we have a bots messenger expert coming into the group to teach everybody in my group how to use the bots, so that way it's when they are private messaging you, a bot can answer. It's basically a robot. And also direct them where to go on your website. Based on keywords that it picks up, it can take them over to this opt-in, it can take them over to this sales page, it can take them to this free article on your website, etc. So you'll see it because you're in my group. What else? Oh, Betsy, I'm so glad you're going to be signing up. Thank you. Tanya, okay, this is the last question I'll take. This is great. Tanya says, how do you handle friends wanting special treatment? You can give your friends a 10% friends and family discount. And so if that makes you feel better, knowing that, there's plenty of my friends that I do stuff for free for. There's plenty of my friends who tell me, we don't work for free, Jennifer. We don't expect you to work for free either. And they just want me to bid it like I would anybody else. And let me tell you what that does to my heart. I mean, just warms my heart because they're not trying to take advantage, okay? And so, so if you're the friend that's asking for stuff for free from your creative friend, knock it off. Knock it off. That's how she's feeding her family, okay? And so I have other friends who will buy the supplies and I'll do some stuff for them or with them. So I think it's on a case-by-case basis. But here's what I would say, Tanya. So you get a text from Julie. Let's just say Julie. If your name's Julie, I love you. So Julie wants you to paint a piece of furniture. We'll just use that because I'm a painter, and so it's an easy thing for me to go back to. And so, hey, I have this piece of furniture. Could you paint it for me? And here's your response. Absolutely, I'd love to. Send me a picture of it, and I'll give you a price. Put the boundary in place immediately. 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 And you can do it sweet with that smile on your face. Sure, send me a picture. I'll give you a price right away. So it doesn't have to be a conversation like, you know what? I'm really tired of you taking advantage of me, Julie. I think it's crap that you asked me to do stuff for free over and over and over, and I've done it for 10 years and now I'm stopping. And then the friendship is really, hurt. What it could be is, absolutely, Julie, I'd love to paint that buffet. Send me a picture so I can get you a price right away. And she's going to be like, a price? And you're going to be like, yes, girl, this is my business. Like, this is legit. Listen, your friends and family won't respect your business until you respect your business. And when you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. But if you're going to continue to treat your business like a hobby, you're going to get paid hobby money. So if you will put those boundaries in place, Tanya, you'll be surprised how many of your friends will be like, oh, awesome. Yes. Tell me what your price is. And they'll go ahead and pay it. They'll go ahead and pay it. So I hope that that's helpful. Thank you for the hearts and for the shares. You guys are fun. When your computer finishes updating, you're joining my inner circle. Hey, Nikki, I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm doing website reviews in my group tomorrow. So, all right. Bless you guys. Yay for bots. I know the whole bots thing is a little weird, but my commitment is just exposing women in my business to things that are available. And if you are wanting to get into any sort of coaching program, whether it's mine or somebody else's, where somebody's trying to give you direction on your business, there is not, I repeat, a cookie cutter, this is how you have to do it type of scenario, okay? So here's what I tell people that join my inner circle. When you come in, you're gonna wanna be overwhelmed because there's a lot of information. What I want you to do is pick and choose what applies to your business today. Implement something this week. Set a goal for the month. Try something different this week that you've never tried in your business, okay? It's the only way for your business to grow, you guys. Some of you are like, why is my business stuck? Well, what have you tried new lately? What have you tried new lately? I don't know if I'm gonna do an actual bot on my business page or not, but I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it and I'll make a decision after I've gone through the training with you guys. I'm bringing in a bot expert. I hope I said that because I don't know anything about bots. So I'm bringing in somebody that this is what they do for a living. So anyway, bless you guys. It's my joy to be here. You're awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this video. And you know what? If you want me to try to do this almost daily, would you make a comment? Does this Coffee Talk for Creative People, is this helpful? Because I could talk to you guys about a different topic every day if it is. And so, so let me know. put below if this is something you would prefer me to start doing, honestly, on a consistent basis. And if so, I'll give you my best shot, okay? Bless you guys. We'll talk real soon. All right, bye-bye.